Hello friends, this is Naresh Rangwani. On behalf of my Genie team, I'd like to welcome you to yet another video of this very powerful and practical video series which we are calling Believe and Succeed. The objective of giving you these videos is to help you perform at your peak potential in all areas of your life. Friends, today what we are going to cover is extremely important. Today we are going to take a deep dive into understanding our mind. So are you all ready to learn? I'm sure you all are excited as much as I am to share this knowledge with you. Friends, the simplest way to understand our mind is to look at your maybe a laptop or a desktop, or you can look at your mobile phone. Like any electronic gadget, there are two important elements to that. One is the hardware and one is the software. So if you need to understand your mind in the simplistic way, our brain is like a hardware because it's the organ of the body, and our mind is like the software. So friends, let me give you some examples for you to understand how powerful is our software. It is the software which is more powerful than the hardware. Even if you look at in case of machines, you may have the ultimate or the best of the hardware, but until and unless you've got good softwares, your machines may not work to that effectivity. Similarly, let's say if I give an example of our father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi ji. If I take his name, what comes to your mind? Maybe when I say his hardware, that means the body was a very lean, very thin body, very frail body maybe. But the mind was extremely powerful. Mind was extremely powerful. Friends, if I were to give you one more example, since a lot of us, follow cricket and we love cricket, if I were to give you example of Sachin Tendulkar, who's considered to be the god of cricket. Now, if you see in terms of his appearance, in terms of his physical appearance, maybe his height was not as, we have seen so many other, sports people, but his temperament and his performance was at a different level. Temperament and performance was linked to his mind. That is how powerful our mind is, and that's what we are going to understand today through this video series. Friends, one of the simplest way to understand the composition of our mind. Why do we compare our mind to that of an iceberg? You must have all seen iceberg, maybe in a movie or maybe in pictures. Now, when we talk about iceberg, the portion of ice which is visible and above the water is only 10%, whereas the 90% of the ice is below the water. Giant 90% ice is below the water. In fact, one of the best examples to look at is most of us have seen the iceberg, maybe this movie, Titanic. I'm sure a lot of you must have seen this movie. Now, if you recall, why did, a ship like Titanic, which was considered to be unsinkable, still sink? It was because the spotters, of course, we are talking about that, era, where you did not have too much of technology, but there were spotters, spotters who were spotting. Their role is to spot the danger. While they could see the 10% of the portion which was above the water, but they couldn't see the 90% of the giant portion which was below the water. And by the time the ship could actually take the course of the turn, the ship already kind of went and hit the portion which was below the water. Friends, if you were to compare a lot of our lives, I would say more than 90% of the people on this earth are not even aware about the power which lies in their subconscious mind, like this iceberg. And that's the reason they are not able to live the kind of life, and a lot of their lives, go and sink, and they go to a different level altogether. I hope this makes sense. Friends, let us understand our mind a little better. I'm going to give you some basic differences between our conscious mind and our subconscious mind. Now, the best way to look at it is, you see that, there is a captain and there is a crew. Now, captain, our conscious mind is like the captain of the ship. The role of the captain is obviously to give commands, give order, give instruction, and the role of the crew is to follow those commands, those orders, and those instructions. And one of the best examples I can give you to understand the difference between our conscious mind and subconscious mind is this wonderful story, which is Aladin and Genie story. I'm sure all of us have grown up, watching this wonderful, wonderful story. So if I were to just give you a quick, summary of the story, Aladdin is a poor boy, and who finds a lamp, and he rubs the lamp, and Genie comes out. And what does the genie say? Genie says, your wish is my command. Friends, I'm going to give a wonderful, good news to you, that each one of you have a genie inside of you. Each one of you has a genie like how we see in the story, which is your subconscious mind. But for most of the people who are not aware, their genie is sleeping. That's the reason the training that we provide, which is an advanced level training, the title of the training is called Awaken the Genie Within. Awaken the Genie Within. That's what it is called. And friends, I'm sure a lot of us would like to have more good news. So let me share one more good news with you. In the story, if you see, Aladdin had only 3 wishes. That is what the story says. But in our case, you have unlimited wishes. Isn't that a great news? Because subconscious mind is your own mind. It's like a genie. It is very powerful, very faithful. Friends, you must have heard there are 2 sayings about our mind. Your mind can be your best friend or your mind can be your worst enemy. And it is also said, your mind can be your most faithful servant or your most difficult taskmaster. So friends, if you're able to make your mind as your friend or your faithful servant, you will be able to achieve your goals much, much faster. Once you awaken the genie within and use the trainings and tools that we talk about, you'll be able to achieve your goals much faster and much in a relaxed manner. Now let us understand some more differences between our conscious mind and our subconscious mind. Friends, our conscious mind is a logical mind. Logical mind is awareness of the outside world, where most of the education system is focused on the developing the logical mind of the child. However, the creativity lies in our subconscious mind. If you see whatever the world's things that have been made, world's greatest achievements or creations are basically coming from our subconscious mind. If you look at artists, people who are really come out with great music, maybe great lyrics, or they've composed some amazing tunes, or people who are into they paint such amazing pictures. They all actually use their creativity, and creativity lies in our subconscious mind. Friends, let us understand the concept a little better and also understand these are the difference which I'm going to share with you. This will give you clarity. If you understand this, friends, you can start changing your life right from this moment. Friends, our conscious mind, which we are calling Aladdin also, is like a gardener. Like what you see in the picture is like a gardener or a farmer. And subconscious mind is like a piece of land. Now, friends, our conscious mind can think, but our subconscious mind cannot think. Do you think a land can ever question a gardener, why are you sowing the seeds into me? The land can never question a gardener or a farmer. Similarly, you have to be mindful with your conscious mind. What is it that you're sowing in your subconscious mind? And what I mean by this is, what are you watching? What kind of programs do you watch? What do you watch on the television, on the internet? What seeds are you sowing? Because as I said, your conscious mind can think, but your subconscious mind cannot think. It's a very, very powerful difference. If you understand this, it will make a huge impact into your life. And friends, what I'm going to share now, pay close attention. This is a secret that successful people know. Your conscious mind sleeps, when you sleep at night. However, your subconscious mind never sleeps. It is awake 24 hours. That means successful people know and apply this secret or this knowledge that while they are sleeping, their conscious mind goes to sleep, but their subconscious mind is going to be awake. Now, for whatever we've learned so far, you need to understand while sleeping, what is the normal pattern? If you see, what is the normal pattern of people? People sleep with worry, with anxiety, with fear, with anger, with what has not gone right, maybe with irritation, with frustration, with so much of stress. And when they sleep, they hand over all those kind of thoughts and feelings to the subconscious mind. And that is the reason the subconscious mind, then like a genie, like a faithful servant, works through the night. And as we have understood the law of attraction and how it operates, most of the people go wrong, typically when they go to sleep. If you understand this, as I said, you can start changing your life right away. So people who are aware about this concept, people who are aware about this knowledge, they know, even they go through a lot of tough time, even they go through a lot of challenges. However, They choose to end their day by looking at what has gone right. What are the victories? Maybe it could be small, small achievements, small, small victories. And they are the people who are grateful people. They sleep by offering gratitude. Why do you think a lot of people, offer prayers at night? We need to be thankful. And if that is the mindset you sleep with, what is it that your subconscious mind is going to do it? Once the conscious mind goes to sleep, will work through the night to ensure that the subconscious mind will bring those kind of people, events, and opportunities and circumstances to be more grateful for. So, friends, these were some of the differences that we have learned, between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Now, let us understand what are the powers of these two minds. So, we are going to talk more about subconscious mind, but just to talk about the powers of our conscious mind has the ability to, think, to filter, to act, to decide, to seize and, identify and seize opportunities. These are the powers which lie in your conscious mind. Friends, whatever I'm going to share from here on, please pay extremely close attention because now we are talking the power of our subconscious mind. And as we already saw, that 90% power lies in your subconscious mind. The ability to attract or create, ability to attract the right people, ability to create the right events, opportunities, circumstances. This power lies in your genie. This power lies in your subconscious mind. And friends, today let us understand the programming that is done. In fact, all of us are programmed in our mind by the time you are, you achieve age of 7 years. By the time you're, 7 years of age, your subconscious mind is programmed or formatted, or the blueprints. This is what we call. We use three terms. We use, like, we say that children are formatted by the age of 7 years. Like, what is a formatting? If you see, it's, the foundation. The person is getting formatted, or the programs are formed. Programming is done, or you can also say the blueprints are formed. Now, how do these blueprints get formed in a child's mind before they turn the age of 7? Blueprints on their health, on their money, on their relationships, and most importantly on their self-image is already formed. The way they are formed is what the child is seeing, what the child is hearing, and what the child is experiencing. These three things, by seeing, listening, and experiencing, programming or formatting of blueprints are formed. Friends, we are going to dive into each one of this aspect. So I'm going to obviously give you some examples, for you to understand this better. Now, most of us, I would say, rather all of us, when we were growing up, we were young children, less than 7. We all, as a child, we like to love to play in the rains, basically. And most of the time, our parents have told, like, across the globe, I have, seen that because I train people across the globe, that the parents have told their children, if you play in the rain, you'll catch cold. How many of you have heard that? If you play in the rain, you'll catch cold. Now see who said this. Where did the command come from? Command came from your parents. And till the age of 7 years, there is no conscious mind. So the command comes and directly goes and gets installed or programmed in your subconscious mind. So you'll see these children grow up, now they're 20 years, 25, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. And even if they go in that age and, go in the rain, they'll still catch cold. Now, friends, I have, trained, I've been blessed that lots and lots of doctors have also attended my training program. And you can check with your doctors, do you catch cold by playing in the rain? And they will say no. The reason it happens, the reason your body reacts, because your mind was programmed that if you play in the rain, you will catch cold. If the program is still sitting, you'll still catch cold. Now, if you go and play in maybe a resort or a water resort, nothing happens. But specifically, if you play in the rain, you'll catch cold. Okay, so that is one big example I've shared on health. Let us move forward, and let me give you some. I mean, there are hundreds of examples when we talk about how the programming is formed on money. And money is a very, very important aspect. And a lot of us, work hard, we give our best, we are sincere, we are honest. But for most of the people, money seems to come and money seems to go. Money seems to come, money seems to go. Money doesn't stick to people. Whereas there are some people who are able to make money, they're able to manage money, and they're able to multiply money. But the story for more than 90% of the people is that their programming or their blueprints on money. Now listen to me very carefully, okay? It's an important aspect. Now, when a child is young, a lot of statements are said. They see what is happening in the environment, they experience. So let me share some statements and see that you're able to relate. Money does not grow on trees. You can see it in the picture. Money does not grow on trees. Wish if this had to happen, it would have been so wonderful if money could grow on trees. Money does not grow on trees. It is very hard to earn money. You have to work very hard to earn money. What about this? Money is the root cause of all the evil. And what about this? That all the fights and conflicts and whatever happens is because of money. Now, friends, if this is the programming which is maybe installed in your mind or the blueprint in your mind, money will never stick to you. Money will come, money will go. Let us go to the next important aspect of our life, which is relationships. And all throughout this video series, I've been mentioning that relationships are a foundation of our life. Now, as you see in the pictures, you can see these are pictures of, of course, taken from the serials, mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. Now, let me give you a classic example of what happens, especially when a young girl is growing in a family, the girl is growing, and most of the places, most of the houses, the mother tells this young girl, whatever mischief you want to do or whatever you want to do in your own way, you do it here in this house, your parental house, because I'm your mother, I will tolerate all the tantrums and everything that you do. But once you get married and go, your mother-in-law is not going to tolerate this. How many of you, a lot of women out there, may be able to relate with what I'm saying. So what happens is the programming is formed when the girl child is growing up. And what do they watch in serials? That, mother-in-law will gel with everybody, daughter-in-law will gel with everybody, but they don't gel with each other. Have you seen that? They're both, both of them are amazing human beings, but they don't gel with each other. It's because of the programming that a mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, I'm saying in usual cases, there are a lot of other cases also where they really gel well, but most of the cases, you'll find this. Now, this is a programming that is sitting in the girl's mind. This is the programming which maybe was also sitting in the mother-in-law's mind. And that is the reason this particular relationship has been the most difficult one. And we have seen that maybe not only in the real life, but in real life as well. Friends, we have discussed about programming on our health. We discussed about programming about money. We discussed about programming about relationships. I've just given you a couple of examples. What I'm going to share with you now is extremely, extremely important. Next couple of minutes, please stay with me and stay connected and understand what I'm trying to convey is the message on your blueprint on your self-image. That is what I want to share with you. What is your blueprint on your self-image? What is a self-image? What do you see in this picture? Self-image means what do you think about yourself? What image do you hold in your mind about yourself? In most of the cases, it could be the reverse of what you're seeing here. A lot of people do not have a good, positive self-image about themselves. They are low on their self-image, low on self-esteem, they are low on their self-worth. And friends, listen to me closely from here, how this programming is formed on self-image and how this is, impacting your life. Now, friends, for this, let me start by, sharing when any child is born, any child, the divine doesn't differentiate. Every child that is born with 100% power, 100% power. Now, you must have seen, irrespective of the gender, the caste, the religion, the geography, it doesn't matter. You must have experienced, some of you are listening to me are parents. Now, let's say you may have had a rough day, at work, you had a tough day at work, very difficult day. But as soon as you go and pick up a small child or, play with a small child, maybe a newborn, your entire stress is cut off like this. You will see that you were so stressed out before, picking up the child or, before playing with the child. That is because the child is vibrating at 100% power. Absolutely high power, because the child is at a different vibrations altogether. Every child is born powerful. Have you seen that? And have you experienced? I'm sure most of you must have experienced. The moment you pick up a kid or you just spend time with a kid, your stress is gone. Now, friends, let me tell you how a child operates. And a lot of you parents out there, are aware, and you're going to really, really love this particular part of this particular session, is have you seen when a child wants to cry, the child doesn't see that it's 2 o'clock at night or whatever the time is. The child wants to cry, the child will simply go ahead and cry. The child is not going to wait for your permission or what will my parents think, what will my neighbors think, and whether I'll disturb people. The child simply cries at the top of his or her voice, is because the child is vibrating at a very, very high level. If they want to cry, they cry. And what about if they want to laugh? Have you seen small little children? If they want to laugh, they simply laugh. They don't have to be, shown any kind of comedy serials or comedy series. They simply enjoy. They laugh. They express. If they want to cry, they cry. If they want to laugh, they laugh. They're absolutely clear on emoting, on emotions. So if when you are born, you're also like that. You used to laugh, you used to cry. But a lot of us today are very, very conscious. We rather than from expression, we have moved to suppression. Even we want to laugh, we are always concerned, what will people say if I laugh too much? And what if you feel like crying? And if you cry maybe in your office environment or at your home environment, what do people call you? This person is so very emotional. Are you able to connect with what I'm saying? Friends, you were able to express very clearly. If you wanted to laugh, you laugh. You wanted to cry, you cried. But I'll tell you where the story changes. Child is extremely powerful when the child is born. Child is clear on laughing, crying. And have you seen, this is a wonderful thing that I'm showing you here in the picture, is that when a mother is trying to feed a child, if the child wants to, maybe have that, and if that, the feeding is over, the child can't speak, but the child will convey to the mother or, the parent that I want more of this. But have you seen, now this child is very, very, obedient and having it nicely, but have you seen that when a child doesn't want to eat what has been fed to the child will not even allow the spoon to enter to his or her mouth. The child is clear. The child is clear what a child wants and what a child doesn't want. Have you seen, if you take your children, very small little children, and if they, grab hold or, they catch hold of, some toy, and maybe if you're in a toy store and, the child is very, very young, just a toddler, and the child has, picked up a toy, the child will not leave till the time child is allowed, to maybe play or you purchase a toy for the child. Friends, as children, we all were born extremely powerful, extremely powerful. Now listen to me closely. It was all power, 100% power, because typically till about 3.5 years, we get a lot of love, we get a lot of care, we get a lot of attention when we were young. But the story starts changing when the child starts going to maybe as early as a play school. If you see many times, when children start going to the school, the comparison starts on academics. Maybe one of the child is able to, maybe recite a poem or able to, kind of express what was taught in the class. But if the other child is not able to express that, as well, the parent of the other child will say, my son, my daughter, why are you not able to do it? What the other child is doing. Now, please understand, this is the first time the child has ever been hit on his or her self-image. First time. Till this time, every child used to think, I'm the king of the world, I'm the queen of the world, there's nobody like me, I'm the best. But for the first time, when some child is performing better on academics, the child has been made to realize that someone is better than you. You're not good enough. And friends, the story only intensifies from here. The reality, rather, let me tell you. Then what happens is, when children, as they're growing up, they like to tease each other. But what happens in those, in that kind of teasing or bullying? Typically, the children are compared on their physical, body parts. Some child will go and tell the other child, what? My complexion is fair, but your complexion is dark. Or you'll say, what? I'm fit, but you're fat. Or maybe, I have a good height and you're short. Or I've got a good voice, you've got a bad voice. My skin is, very clear, but you've got, maybe your skin is not very clear. Or my hair is good, your hair is curly or whatever. Friends, I have been training people, for last 4 years, maybe more than tens of thousands of people I've trained. And people, remember the remarks that were made. when the child is born, the child is extremely powerful. Think about yourself. When you were born, how powerful were you? How powerful were you? You're powerful, you were clear, you wanted to laugh, you laughed, you wanted to cry, you cried. But somewhere you were compared maybe with your sibling in academics, or maybe sports, extracurricular activities, or maybe body organs by your friends, maybe your neighbors, your cousin brothers, cousin sisters, because comparison is something that drains the power completely down. So some of you are listening to me right now may be able to relate how you have completely gone into your shell. But friends, I want to share something with you. This program is to inspire and empower you. So I want you to remember the days when you're a toddler, when you were just learning to walk, or maybe observe small babies who are just learning to walk. I'm going to ask you some simple, straight questions. When a child learns to walk, how many times does the child fall down? Maybe hundreds of times, thousands of times, but the child does not give up. Have you ever seen a child who will say, you know what, mom, dad, I've fallen so many times, now I will not walk? Never. The child will fall, maybe cry for a little while, get up and walk again. The child will be back at giving it a shot, will give it a try. Maybe fall again, give it a try. Friends, my question to you is, when you were born with 100% power. You were clear what you wanted, used to express, laugh, cry, be clear. But somewhere along the way, people hit you on your self-image, maybe because of your academics, body parts, extracurricular. For some reason, the power was taken away or the power was depleted. Friends, please understand that when as a child, you got up and you learned to walk, and not only learned to walk, you learned to run. Then my question to you is, some of you are listening to me right now, may be going through a lot of health challenges, maybe your own health, maybe your family's health. Some of you must be facing a lot of financial challenges. Maybe you lost your job, your salary was cut, your salary is getting delayed, your business is shut down, you don't know what's happening, you're completely messed up on your finances. For some of you, your relationships are completely topsy-turvy. You're just not able to maintain the peace and harmony in relationships. And for some of you, it could be all. It could be all. Friends, I've seen it, I've been through it, and hence I'm able to, talk out of my life experience. Some of you might be hit right on your health, money, and relationships all together. Friends, let me share an example of what happens in our life. What happens in our life? Can you see this picture? Can you see this picture? What's happening here? In the boxing ring of life, look at the way one boxer is knocking the other one. If you're getting knocked by the other boxer I mean, is sometimes maybe the health boxer is knocking you. You're getting knocked on your health. Sometimes the money boxer, money enemy will knock you really hard. Sometimes, the boxer of relationship will knock you. Sometimes all three of them will come together in the boxing ring of life and knock you. Keep knocking, keep knocking, keep knocking. Friends, my only question to you is, like in a boxing match, in a sports, when a boxer falls down, is the boxer declared defeated? No. The boxer is not declared defeated when the boxer falls down. It's not when you're knocked down, it's when you're knocked out. So there's a referee who counts 1, 2, 3, 4. If the boxer gets up before the count of 10, boxer is back in the game. Friends, my question to you is that even your creator, our umpire, our creator is counting on you. My son, my daughter, I sent you with so much of power. I sent you with so much power to bounce back. Why are you lying down there? So what if you've lost your job? So what your business is shut down? Or maybe you're facing challenges. So what if some of the relationships or one of the relationships didn't work for you? So what if you're going through challenges? My son, my daughter, please get up and bounce back and fight back in life. I'm just going to tell you one very powerful statement which always touches my mind. Sometimes the divine, God will answer your prayers on time. He's building your faith. Sometimes He will delay the prayers. He's building your patience. And sometimes God will not answer at all. Divine will not answer. You know why? because divine knows you can do it on your own. Isn't that very powerful? Friends, my objective on behalf of my team is to inspire and empower you to bounce back. Bounce back in all areas of your life. And the best way to bounce back is to reprogram your mind. The good news is that there is no challenges, no issues on the hardware. If you have any challenges, it's in the software, and software can be changed. Viruses can be removed. So friends, I invite you on behalf of my entire team to take this learning to the next level. I hope you learned, you enjoyed, and you have really understood the power of your mind. So I welcome you to go to the next level. Whatever I could share in this couple of videos in this series, I did my best, and I hope you like the teaching, you like the examples that I gave, and I'm sure that you are ready to take your life to the next level. And if you wish to get more support from my Genie team, which is a mind-blowing combination of, we provide you with training, tools, techniques, and technology, and also coaching to help you to perform at your peak potential. I invite you to watch our next exclusive video, which will help you and guide you to perform at your peak potential, irrespective of what's happening. Thank you so much for listening out to me. God bless you all, and always perform at your peak potential. My Genie, altering beliefs, accelerating success. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Thank you so much.